Welcome to another Daily Dictum. Today, Anais Nin. Life is a process of becoming, a combination of states we have to go through. Wishing to remain in one state is a kind of death. Life is a process of continuously gathering experiences. These experiences change you. Therefore, you're constantly changing. Now, this universe, the Earth revolves at 1,000 miles per hour around the sun, and then our solar system at, I think, 10,000 miles roughly revolves around in our galaxy, and then our whole galaxy revolves around the supermassive black hole in the middle at maybe, several 100,000 miles per hour. So we're in a universe that's constantly in incredible flux, constantly moving. So to stand still in a universe that's constantly moving actually means moving backward. There is no such thing as standing still. There's only going backward or forward. The only constant is constant flux. There is no other constant in the universe. Everything is in perpetual motion. So therefore, that is also the purpose of life in this dimension. This dimension is binary. There's a duality, which means things are vibrating between one pole to the other, plus, minus, good, bad, positive, negative. That's the process of vibration, and that creates this reality that we perceive in the third dimension. That creates this illusion of physical objects. Everything is vibration on the fundamental level if you really zoom in. It's all an illusion we create in our body computer, but it is our realm of consciousness in this dimension, illusion or not. So, continuous motion and evolution, progress, is the name of the game in this existence, in this dimension, in this life. And I believe that's really what Anais Nin is saying very beautifully, very poetically. And so therefore, shedding your skin like a snake, reinventing yourself constantly. Sometimes there's big milestone reinventions. We are what we eat, so that's actually a big change if you change the way you eat. But it might appear as a smaller milestone than, for example, a big career change or moving to a different city and things like that. But my point is to have a continuation, a series of these sort of reinventions in your life. That's what it's about. If you don't have those, you are somewhat, don't want to say standing still, you're somewhat moving backward, because there is no standing still, as we discussed. So you want to shed that skin every once in a while. Reinventing yourself is crucial for continuing a rich life and for continuing experiences and having new challenges. And it's an exciting process. Taking a walk by the river and having an epiphany that changes my whole perspective on things that I looked heretofore in my life differently at. Some people are afraid of those sort of epiphanies, but they're actually wonderful. I've had a time in my life where I absorbed so much information, read so many life-changing books that I would sometimes have 2 or 3 epiphanies like that in a day, in one walk sometimes. It was shocking. And I called myself Epiphany Addict, because I really became very addicted to it, and I thought it was rejuvenating. And these epiphanies, these different perspectives on life, they're not necessarily in contradiction with each other. They can coexist. Who was it who said that a great mind should be capable of holding more than one presumably contradictory thought in their mind at the same time? And I'm paraphrasing, of course. The quote is a little different. I will blend it in here in the video. But the point again being is that this continuous reinvention, many smaller ones daily and larger ones every few years, some in a decade. People have this thing called midlife crisis. All that is a big point of reinvention where you've come to a point. For some people, it's that the children have left and they're now alone, and this is a big change then for them. What are you going to do with your time? You don't have to cook anymore. All of a sudden, you can reinvent it. You have a blank canvas. You can reinvent a whole big part of your life called leisure, what you're going to do with this. So these sort of big reinventions and the smaller ones, that's what the spice of life is. And again, I think that's at least my interpretation of what Anais Nin was trying to say. I hope you got something out of this. Until next time, yours truly.